Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be doing the last keyboard review of the year. And that's not to say that there won't be any more content coming, but at least it's just for the year. So today we're going to be looking at the Zoom TKL Essentials Edition. This is a keyboard that I've actually been wanting to build for a while. I've always really enjoyed the Zoom build experience. I find it's a really nice keyboard to build out. You know, I have my Zoom 65, which we've now built out twice, and I've enjoyed it every single time. It's been the Zoom and the Tofu that have kind of been my go-tos when it comes to a good, pleasurable building experience. Now, the thing with the Zoom 65 was that the tone was never quite where I felt it could be, and I always felt like the keyboard itself was a bit muted. I basically thought that maybe the Zoom TKL, something a little bit bigger, something that has maybe a little bit more board resonance, something that can kind of like produce a little bit more sound, might sound a little bit better, might give us that tone that we're kind of really looking for. And so here we are, the Zoom TKL. So I've always really liked Meletrix's packaging. I think everything just looks really, really nice. And, you know, there's really no difference here. Really great packaging. You can tell what the product is. And of course, inside we have our carrying case, which contains basically everything we need, from the keyboard to, you know, screws and the gaskets and the mounting feet, as well as the PCB, foam, you know, anything that you can think of, right? Pretty typical stuff for Zoom. And then also we have the glass backplate that I got for this keyboard. Now, we just went with the standard glass lilac gradient. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it looks really good. Yeah, it's a really good addition. I really like Meletrix's backplate options. I think especially compared to a lot of other companies, they definitely really focus on this a lot, which I think is an interesting choice, because this is the backplate. This is the thing that's literally going to be sitting face down on your desk every single day, and you won't really see it too often. So a lot of people don't really care to pay this much detail and this much attention and detail to this part of the keyboard, but I personally really appreciate what Meletrix has done here, and I think it absolutely looks gorgeous, and it's really nice. And so yeah, I mean, it's just pretty simple putting the keyboard together, very standard affair. We're just going to be putting on the backplate first. That goes on really easily with just some screws. And what I do like about this design versus the Zoom 65 is that with the Zoom 65, you actually had to remove some switches before you could screw the board together, because it screws in from the top, whereas the Zoom TKL screws in from the bottom. No need to remove switches or have any sort of weird placements. So I really do appreciate that. I do like that a lot. I think the Zoom TKL so far probably a little bit easier to put together than the Zoom 65. This time we're going to be using the Meletrix stabilizers. I didn't use them last time on the Zoom 65. I ended up using owl stabs. For whatever reason, I just had like a lot of issues with rattle and mushiness when I tried to use it on the Zoom 65. I kind of, you know, did things a little bit differently this time. I did a very light layer of lube on the inside of the housing with 205 grade 0. And then for the stems themselves, I did a very light dip into my dielectric grease. I did not actually go past the bend. The last time I went past the bend with these stabilizers, I found it just got really mushy. And so I decided to just try, hey, let's just do the stem, try not to go past the bend, very light. And then, yeah, we just screw them into the PCB. Not going to use any sort of PE foam this time. I find that especially on the Zoom keyboards, the PE foam just really mutes everything. The one thing that is important here to notice is I am also installing the standoffs. I think the standoffs on a keyboard with this many flex cuts is actually pretty important. You really want that stability. Like I said in the Zoom 65 build video, like the last time I did it, I didn't do any standoffs. This time we're doing every single standoff. And yeah, it really does kind of help solidify everything. And then we're going to be adding plate foam. I don't know if you guys remember, but I personally like plate foam. I don't think it changes the sound too much, but I think it adds to stability. I think stability is really, really good, especially when you're building a keyboard. The rest of it is really just installing the battery and then the switches. Now the switches that we're going to be using this time are the HMX Swift linear switch. I, of course, got these from my affiliate partner, Uni Keyboards. So if you guys want to get a set of these, click the affiliate link in the description. And yeah, these are a really, really nice switch. They're slightly heavier than some of the other HMX switches that I've used. They use the LY material as well as the Palm 3.0 material. And, you know, they're supposed to create a little bit more of that deeper sound versus, let's say, the HMX Hisense or the Macarons, which I've had in the past, which are, you know, on the more like high-pitched, you know, clackier, if you will, side of things. This one's going to be a little bit thockier. It's a linear switch. They sound really good. They feel really, really good. And they're not too expensive either. I believe it's only about $350. Yeah, it's about $350 for a pack of 10. So yeah, really not that bad. You know, for a full set of these, for a TKL, you're gonna need roughly 90 switches. So not too bad. Just under $35. Yeah, now for the keycaps, we're just gonna be using a very simple keycap set that I found on Etsy. These are really, really nice. I like the purple. I think it goes really, really well with the lilac color that we went with today. And they're just a pretty simple die sub PBT set. Thicker material. I like kind of the thicker PBT type material. I think it really adds to the tone. It kind of rounds out everything tone wise. So that's what we went with today. I think they look really nice. I think they're like a macaroon set or something. Yeah, I like them. I think they look good. And yeah, that's basically the board. I think the board honestly came out really, really nice. Very pleasurable building experience. And yeah, let's see what it sounds like. So yeah, definitely no foam, right? We have no PE foam and we have no case foam. The only foam that we have in here is the plate foam, and we have the polycarbonate plate. I do think if we had, let's say, the aluminum plate, which this Essentials Edition also comes with, I think we'd probably get a little bit more resonance. But me personally, I don't really like the feel of aluminum plates. They're a little bit too stiff for my taste. If they offered carbon fiber, I think we definitely would have gone with carbon fiber. I think that would have sounded really, really good. But the polycarbonate plate is really not that bad. And I think with just zero foam, with the exception of plate foam, I actually really like the tone of these. The Meletrix stabilizers are actually really, really nice. I think I did a really good job of tuning these. Again, I think making sure you don't loop past the bend for these stabilizers specifically, I think is really, really key. And I think that's largely just because of the little like tape that they put on the stem, the wire stem at the end. And I think if you put lube there, then there's too much friction. It gets a little bit bogged down, and that's when they start to become really, really mushy. So these sound really good, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, I think the Zoom TKL is actually like a really, really nice keyboard, to be perfectly honest. Now, the Essentials Edition, keep in mind, is a pretty bare bones edition. So like, this doesn't come with an internal weight. This doesn't come with, you know, the crazy stuff that you see for some of the other keyboards, like, you know, LCD screen or knob or anything like that. It's really simple. It's just a keyboard, you know, foam kit and plate, right? And, you know, it's really essentials, like all the essentials that you need to build this keyboard, and I think it's a fantastic deal. Yeah, if you can pick yourself up one, I think it's definitely worth it. These run roughly around the $200 mark. I believe the essentials is a little under $200. That's not including shipping. This did take a while to get, and that's probably my biggest gripe with Meletrix, is that while they do have drops every now and then, ordering one and then waiting for it to ship to you just takes a very long time. I believe I ordered this back in, I think, October or September, and I only received it in December. And so yeah, I mean, 4 months really not that bad, but it is one of those things where, you know, if you want a keyboard right away, the Zoom keyboards unfortunately aren't going to be shipped to your door the next day, unlike the Tofus, which you can get like a week because they're always in stock. But they are still a very, very good keyboard, and I do highly recommend these. It's just a very, very nice building experience, very easy to put together. Meletrix does actually have build guides on their website, which is really, really nice. So in case you get lost, you can always look those up. Very descriptive PDFs with a lot of photos and even a video on how to put together everything. So that's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I think these keyboards, they're very, very nice, very well designed, very nice, very well put together. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this keyboard. If you have a Zoom TKL, let me know what color combination you guys got in the comments below. Let me know how you guys like yours, and we'll see you guys on the next video.